All right, here we go. For realsies this time. Let's do it. Welcome back to the Offensive Line Podcast for the third time now. Hopefully the last time. All right, so we talked about Julio's trade. Give me like a 30-second or less summarize real quick, guys. Casey, talk about it again real quick, just in case.
Super Bowl Julio Jones makes the Titans offense the best offense in football. That's all needs to be said.
More weapons are never a problem, right?
Never. It's like Madden with the salary cap turned off. I don't know how they made it work.
Hey, I saw
right?
something about we might try and trade for Stephon Gilmore.
Ooh.
I don't see how financially that makes any sense. Like, I don't understand how that could happen. I'll take him. I'll take him all day, every day.
Take him and run.
Trade. Like, we would have to give up a player to like semi equal out the salary, and I just don't see it.
Yeah, but penalties. I mean, you still have penalties that come into play, so you still have to pay part of certain like their salaries and stuff. I think if you can transfer some payment over into like a seasonal bonus, then you can make it happen. But that, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't understand all the rules to the salary cap. I don't, and Gilmore's expensive. So I mean, but I mean, I'll take him though.
I wonder if they like reconstruct his contract before they traded him to make it fit under our cap. I don't even know if that's possible, but I don't know. I just read about it and they said the Titans were a player in it, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Titans only have like $4 million, I think. But I mean, there's probably like $12 million sitting in our offensive line that could, and not even be restructured, just change from the seasonal salary to a bonus, and then the money's open again.
I agree.
That's the same thing they did with Tannehill. They just gave him his money now instead of paying him throughout the season, and it makes it viable, which I don't understand. But I mean, apparently the Chiefs do it every year, so why not?
Dude, they have like $100K cap space.
So, is he under contract with the Patriots?
Yes.
What's his contract?
Oh, I don't know. I know he's under contract currently, but I don't.
I can tell you.
Yeah, he's got a computer.
Here for a couple years.
I was gonna say if he's got like 3 years, maybe they could keep his contract and then pay him more on the back end of the contract.
According to Spotrac, so right now he's got 1 year left on his contract.
Oh yeah.
How much?
He's base salary $7 million, bonuses of $3,600,000, roster bonus, so 41.
So $15 million.
So he's a dead cap hit next year of 8.5.
Ooh, well that's hurting the Patriots though. Not us.
That would be on them.
And 16.2 cap hit.
Gotcha.
Is he a player you want to go after for just 1 year?
Well, I mean, I wonder if we traded for him immediately signed him, if that would like negate some of the $16 million from this year. Like
I don't know.
Year extension or something.
I don't know. But back to what Lee just said, even if you only have him for 1 year, this is the best year you're going to get out of Julio Jones, probably, right? And Derrick Henry is at some point not going to be superhuman anymore. Ryan Tannehill's 30-something. I mean, so at some point, I mean, like, I'm not saying
it's not like you have a long window anyways.
Yeah, I'm not saying the window's closing, but it's as big as it's ever going to be right now. I don't give a shit what you have to do. You go out and you get every single piece to the puzzle that you can get. I've said this about Julio. I've said this about everybody.
So what's your guys' like biggest worry about the Titans offense, if you have a worry?
Health.
About their offense?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, health, obviously. I think tight end. That's their only weakness. Maybe that's it. That's the only thing that comes to mind.
I think Ferkser can catch, and I think that they went out and they got Miller Forrestall, who was an undrafted free agent. I really think, man, that dude was a really good blocking tight end at Alabama. I think he can come in. He can kind of play that Michael Pruitt role where he's primarily a blocker, maybe catches a few balls here and there. if Miller Forrestall is on the Titans roster for 17 games this year and he catches 10 passes, he's probably done his job. I think he can be a great run blocking tight end. I don't give a damn if we throw the ball to the tight ends. We've got receivers. We've got a running back. Darrington Evans should be healthy this year. He took some snaps at he ran some routes from the wide receiver position. I'd like to see what he can do.
I read that I was looking at like a 53-man roster projection, and Forstall didn't even make it according to that projection thing.
Oh, he probably won't. He probably won't. But I know that we went out and got him. We lost 2 tight ends at least in Pruitt and Jonnu Smith. And I know that Miller Forrestall's a great blocking tight end. And then you got Jeff Swain, who spells his name incorrectly. And then you got Anthony Ferkser. Other than that, I mean, really, you got, I mean, so like that's 3 tight ends between Swain, Ferkser, and then
Forrestall.
Forrestall, yeah. And I think they got Jared Pinkney too, the kid from Vanderbilt, as an undrafted free agent. So,
yes.
I mean, he may not make the roster, but I think he fits that Michael Pruitt role, who was a surprisingly large part of this offense, and it had nothing to do with him catching passes. He's a great blocking tight end.
You watching this?
Listen.
Also, I mean, if you guys need a tight end, there's this guy down in Jacksonville, right? He's about 36 years old, and he's really going through a career renaissance. And I think that he might, if he gets cut in Jacksonville, call him up. You have God on your side.
Let me say something just real quick. This has nothing to do with the football end of it. I don't care if the Titans go out and get Tim Tebow. I don't care one way or the other. If he is on roster for Tennessee Titans games, I'm okay with it. Do you know why? Because women love Tim Tebow. And I love women. So that means there's going to be more women at the game. Y'all think I'm full of shit. I took my ex-girlfriend to the Jets game. It was 12 degrees outside. That's the only reason she wanted to go. When Tim Tebow was on the Jets team, he didn't play a snap the whole time. If there's bukus of women at these games because Tim Tebow, put him on the roster. I don't give a shit. Pay him the rest of the money we got. I don't give a shit. I'll take him.
I don't know how much you guys care, but Mandy just told me that Tim Tebow's going to be preaching at her church next week, or like speaking at her church next week.
Is his girlfriend going to be there, or his wife?
I don't know.
She's bad as hell. Hey, she's Miss Universe. She's the baddest woman on the planet. Like, logistically. Like, really.
Logistically. She got that title.
Yeah. Miss Universe? Shit. I mean, we don't know who's on Saturn, but I'll take it.
I wonder who's on Uranus.
Yeah.
Oh, no. All right, moving on.
Hey, I had a straight face when you said that.
That was good. That was a good one. My bright ass screen. Is there no dark mode to this? I mean, come on, dude. What are we doing? My bright ass screen tells me all the first round quarterbacks taken since 2000. So we're gonna take a look at a few of them here. I had a whole graphic made. Of course, I lost it. You know how that goes. I had it highlighted. If they at least made a Pro Bowl, dude, it was awesome. It was a really good graphic, actually. Did a lot of work. So 2000, Chad Pennington taken 18th overall by the Jets. Kind of a bust. I mean, serviceable.
A bust considering it was a first round pick.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all are severely underestimating how good Chad Pennington was. He could only throw the ball 30 yards in the air, but he was very accurate. I'm pretty sure he was the quarterback the last time the Dolphins were any good. And he was quarterback of the Jets, and they weren't that bad. I mean, he got hurt, and that messed up his shoulder. That messed up the rest of his game. But Chad Pennington's been a very undervalued player over the course of his career. He's better than people give him credit for. Did he win a Super Bowl? No. So I understand the fact that people would say he's a bust or whatever, but I think he's better than what people give him credit for.
I did see, what is it, Pro Football Focus? They have him, I guess they do this thing now where it's like quarterback Hall of Fame rating, and they'll compare him to other greats, and like if he's above like a 104, I think it was, he is considered like Hall of Fame material. Chad Pennington was like 101 or something, so he was like on the cusp of Hall of Fame, according to Pro Football Focus.
Now,
so
Pro Football Focus is full of shit. I don't agree with everything that they say. Some of the shit they say is stupid. But Chad Pennington was a baller back in the day.
2001. Oh, this is another thing I noticed too. Quarterbacks were not drafted as much as they are now. Like, it's kind of crazy, actually. So only one taken in 2000. And in 2001, Michael Vick comes off the board first overall to the Falcons. Mike Vick is
he's a
Hall of Fame quarterback.
Easy.
Like, he's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
He's a Hall of Fame
if he wasn't,
too.
I'm about to say, if he didn't get arrested, he would easily be in the Hall of Fame.
The thing about Michael Vick is he was stuck in the wrong era of football. If he would have played in today's time and there was an offense built around him like Lamar Jackson is, you would see. Now, don't get me wrong, he would have to get past. He couldn't be dogfighting and get arrested. He would not be allowed to get injured like he did back then. But I do think that Michael Vick, in an offense that suits him instead of the old 1980s West Coast bullshit that he was running, could have been. His stats would have looked a lot better than they do now.
I mean, just that one highlight alone of him, where the defensive tackle or end is coming at him and he just ducks. Yeah, it was Jason Taylor. Yeah. And he just ducks and oh my God, dude, that fucking highlight.
It was like 4th and 18. He would pull shit out of his ass. And he was the reason why the Falcons were any good.
Mike Vick, a true
legend.
He was
a baller. He had like the NFL blitz. He could go all the way speed. Like, you get to the touchdown on NFL blitz that you never get to. It never says way. It never says he could go all the way. It never says the end of it. But with Michael Vick, he was so fast. It was just
the Madden 2004. Like, anybody that picked the Falcons, you were just like, you son of a bitch. It's like, what play they're going to run. It was like a play-action bootleg play, and it's like, no matter what you did, you couldn't stop it because it was just, he was so unstoppable.
Another thing that people forget, Michael Vick had one of the strongest arms in NFL history. He had an absolute fucking cannon.
Yes.
I'm talking like on the run, like across his body, 65 yards through the air. Shit that people don't do. I mean, he was supernatural, is what he was.
2002, we have David Carr, first overall to the Texans. Joey Harrington, third overall to the Lions. And Patrick Ramsey, 32nd overall to the Redskins. All of them obviously didn't really pan out. David Carr, I would think, was given the shortest end of any stick by any quarterback probably ever. Could have been a good quarterback, I'd say.
He won his first game. He won his first ever game. It was against the Cowboys.
True, yeah. That's right. It was. Yeah. What'd you say, Kyle?
I knew that's how he. That because he beat the Cowboys.
But I read a stat. It was Derek, not Derek Carr, but what's the brother?
David.
Yeah, not David, but Derek, the one with the Raiders.
Oh, okay.
He has the second most losses to his first 7 seasons as a starting quarterback, and you know who number 1 is?
The first is David.
Yes.
Wow. So Derek Carr has that many losses?
Yeah,
to his first 7 seasons.
I believe that. I don't know that off the top of my head. I don't know that stat, but I believe it because how many quarterbacks do you see that have the win-loss record that Derek Carr does that keep their job?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I guess I don't think about how much the Raiders actually lose. I still think Derek Carr's a good quarterback. I don't know. Maybe it's just me though. Maybe I'm not
I think Derek Carr is about as average as it gets. If you want my opinion, David Carr was a better quarterback, but David Carr was sacked approximately 60 times his rookie season. He never had an opportunity to make anything happen. Talking about that second guy, Joey Harrington. I loved Joey Harrington. That was when he was on the front of NCAA football back in whatever. And he was from Oregon. He was cool. I was a Tennessee fan always growing up. I got the hat on right now, but I liked Oregon. I always kind of have. I thought they were kind of cool. I liked the colors. I don't mind the duck, whatever. But Joey Harrington was cool. I always liked him. When he went to the Lions, I knew he was fucked. And then that last guy, Patrick Ramsey, tonight is the first time I've heard his name since that draft. So that tells you about how good he is.
He was I remember him being in, it seems like every Madden for 10 years. I think he had a 10-year or 12-year career, but he was just a backup quarterback everywhere that he went.
Yep.
And I did not know that he was even taken in the first round until I saw this list.
I thought he was a made-up character.
I'm pretty sure he backed up Kurt Warner for the Rams.
Yep, he did. I remember that. He's like a Madden NPC.
Yeah. Or what was it one time? Me and you were playing 2K, Kyle, and there was a 14-year-old kid character in there that he was like a Make-A-Wish kid or something. And we were like, I guess we'll sign him. You know, he had a potential, and he was 14 years old.
I wouldn't have signed him to more than a 10-day contract.
Okay, so 2003, Carson Palmer goes first overall to the Bengals. Byron Leftwich goes 7th to the Jaguars. Kyle Bowler goes 19th to the Ravens. And then Rex Grossman goes 22nd to the Bears.
None of them are that bad. None of them are great, but none of them are that
Kyle Bowler sucked ass. He had the strongest arm of any human that's ever lived on this planet, and he was possibly the worst quarterback in all-time NFL history. Not named.
Now, did Kyle? He was
or worse than Patrick Ramsey?
Yeah, because he was out of the league before Patrick Ramsey was.
I bet he made more money.
Did he get them to a Super Bowl? They got to a Super Bowl with him, didn't they?
No.
Did he play for the Ravens?
No.
Yeah, Ravens.
Trent Dilfer was the quarterback of that team.
That's right. You're right.
Kyle Bowler was dog shit.
Trent Dilfer, a high school coach in Nashville now.
Yep. I forget which school, but he's
Byron Leftwich is a really good coach now. I think he might be a better
coach. He's going to be a head coach of a football team, and he's going to be a damn good head coach. He's a great offensive coordinator.
When I was doing the graphic, like I said, I highlighted the names that got MVP, won a Super Bowl, or
Pro Bowl,
or Pro Bowl. I had to think about it for a second because on Leftwich's thing, his Wikipedia, it said he won a Super Bowl, so I started to highlight it, and I was like, he won it as a coach.
Yep.
Same with Blaine Gabbert, by the way, who shows up later in this list.
Wait, Blaine Gabbert?
He won a Super Bowl with the Tampa.
Yeah, last year he was a backup.
Oh, I thought you meant as a coach. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So obviously Carson Palmer is the best out of that group. He was taken first overall.
Byron
Leftwich, though, never went to a Pro Bowl. That's one thing I noticed, too, when I was doing this list. Pro Bowls are really fucking weird because there's some guys that made a Pro Bowl that I was like, how the fuck did they make a Pro Bowl?
Yep.
And then there were some guys who I was like, how did they not make a Pro Bowl?
It's a popularity contest, first of all. I mean, I think that needs to be known.
It definitely is.
That this is kind of off topic, but kind of not. But
Go ahead.
Made the NBA All-Star game, and he led all voting by 250,000 votes, and he played 10 games that season.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because China.
Exactly.
Yeah, because there's 40 billion people in China, and they all vote.
2004, probably one of the best quarterback classes ever. Number 1 overall, Eli Manning goes to the Chargers. Phillip Rivers goes to the Giants. Ben Roethlisberger goes to the Steelers.
Yeah, he sucks too.
And JP Lossman goes to the Bills.
Hey.
Lossman for the Heisman.
They should have changed their pick when they seen the other three come off the board.
Yeah.
No, those top three are all Hall of Fame for sure.
Oh, easy, yeah.
That was another thing because of course when I saw that Hall of Fame monitor, I had to look up Phil Rivers. Where he was on that list. I think, like I said, the average was 104. They had Phillip Rivers at 103.
Oh,
what? Yeah, I think I don't
way.
like Phillip Rivers, but I think he's a Hall of Fame guy. Eli's in the Hall of Fame because of 2 Super Bowl rings. The fact that he just beat those Patriots team that nobody liked, I'll put him in the Hall of Fame myself. And then Ben is one of the best quarterbacks over the last decade and a half. I mean, his whole career is one of the best careers in football history, really.
Yeah, no, Phillip Rivers I definitely think belongs in the Hall of Fame. I could see why Phillip Rivers doesn't make it. He doesn't win a Super Bowl. I totally get it. But Eli Manning, I want to say he only made 1 Pro Bowl.
I believe it.
Phillip Rivers was definitely the better quarterback over Eli Manning.
It was something crazy. Maybe 3 Pro Bowls. It was like a low amount, whereas Ben Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers made like 9. Yeah. But then Eli Manning has 2 rings, and so does Ben, I think, have 2 rings.
Why did you start in 2000? You should have started in 99.
No.
Hey, that's just where the list started, 2005, Alex Smith goes 1st overall to the 49ers. Aaron Rodgers goes 24th overall to the Packers. And Jason Campbell goes 25th overall to the Redskins.
Ooh.
Obviously, Aaron Rodgers.
He wasn't good, but he wasn't bad.
Jason Campbell, yeah, very serviceable.
Those Auburn teams with him, Cadillac Williams. Oh, shit. Hey, that was fun to watch. I've never really been an Auburn guy, but who was the Ronnie Brown was the other running back. That offense was fun to watch at Auburn. But Alex Smith was kind of overhyped. He was in that Urban Meyer offense out in Utah. And then Aaron, I remember watching I think that was the first draft I'd ever watched. And I remember becoming enamored. Oh, yeah. Like all the way through. I had seen the drafts before, but like sit down and actually watch it as a kid, it was cool. But I became enamored with this fall that Aaron Rodgers. Everybody's talking like, oh, he might go number 1, and he went. Like all night long, it just kept going and going. I'm glad to see how he. Obviously, Hall of Fame quarterback, one of the best ever.
Dallas passed on him twice. So.
Yeah, well, not only that, but the 49ers are like basically his hometown team because he's from Northern California.
Yep.
Can you imagine being the 49ers now, just thinking, man, we probably could have had Aaron Rodgers instead of having, Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick, Jimmy G, CJ Beathard, Nick Mullins, all the other starting quarterbacks that they've possibly had. Like,
imagine
Blaine Gabbert.
Yeah, imagine that 49ers defense a few years ago when they went to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong.
It would have been no contest.
Exactly.
Oh, it would have been nasty.
Now, don't get me wrong, though. If you put Aaron Rodgers on that team, they're not bad enough to get the Bosa brother. Different things happen. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But Rodgers with that team makes the 49ers the best team in the NFC, especially that year.
Have you guys ever? This is so totally throwing it off into left here. Have you ever watched Mike Korzimba, the YouTuber?
Yeah.
No.
So he's a basketball YouTuber that does like what ifs a lot. So it'd be like, what if Michael Jordan was taken by this team, and then he'll go through and like it changes the whole draft order and stuff. And I remember people be like, oh, like this should totally happen in the NFL. They should do an NFL version of this. Well, the thing is, in the NBA draft, there's about 5 guys every draft that are actually worth the shit.
Yeah.
In the NFL draft, there's usually 5 guys in the first round that are worth the shit. So I don't know why. When you were talking about how like, what if, Aaron Rodgers goes to the 49ers? What all does that change? And in my head, I'm like, okay, well, then they don't get the Bosa brothers for sure, but then they also don't get, all these other guys. I don't know. It's just like one of those things that pops out.
Oh, it's wild. It's wild.
We kind of had a discussion before about, like, Nick Saban. What if he would have stayed Miami. What if he'd have got Drew Brees?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like that.
That's the alternate reality I want to live in.
Where Saban doesn't go back to Alabama.
Hey, I tweeted something like that out this morning. I said, "There's an alternate reality where Tennessee and NC State are playing in the College World Series today. If you want to be pissed off as a Tennessee fan."
2006, Titans take Vince Young, number 3 overall. Matt Leinart goes number 10 overall to the Cardinals, and Jay Cutler goes 11 overall to the Broncos. Watching that 2005, 2006 Rose Bowl, like, can you imagine people thinking, okay, Jay Cutler is going to be the best quarterback to come out of this? Watching Vince Young and Matt Leinart go at it in the national championship, and then thinking, yeah, Jay Cutler is going to be the best quarterback out of these two.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, were they far off?
No, they weren't. Like, Jay Cutler, a very serviceable quarterback over the years.
Oh yeah. He had an arm for sure, but I don't think none of them are Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Oh, absolutely.
Fun fact, I don't think Jay Cutler made a single Pro Bowl. Vince Young made 2.
Hey, Vince Young was a winner. Vince Young was he was a fantastic athlete, but he was a head case. He was clinically insane, and he made a lot of really bad decisions with the ball in his hand.
He made 1 Pro Bowl.
I think it was either his rookie year or the year after that. Because I mean, his first year, I mean, he either won Rookie of the Year or he was close to it. I mean, he was really.
Vince won 2. He won Rookie of the Year, 2006.
Okay.
And then 2007, he had a bad year, I think it was, or he got injured or something. And then 2008, he won Comeback Player of the Year, went to the Pro Bowl, and was the Madden cover person.
Was that the year that Kerry Collins brought the Titans to 13-3? The year he was hurt?
I think so.
And then we lost in the first round of the playoffs?
Yeah, because the Ravens fucking killed Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
Assholes. They tackled him and then wrapped his ankle and pulled his ankle off. Assholes. Fuck them.
Probably Ray Lewis.
It probably was.
It wasn't Ray. I think it was Terrell Suggs or one of them assholes.
Old E.D. Reed, boy.
Yeah.
The best safety you ever seen, boy.
Yeah.
I do like Ed Reed.
He was a bad dude.
Matt Leinart, left-handed quarterback, didn't work out. What else is new?
No.
Poor USC quarterbacks, man. They just can't get a break except for Carson Palmer.
No, imagine the difference of playing in the Pac-12 or whatever against that defense and then going to the NFL. Pac-12 ain't known for defense.
Never has.
No.
It's just not.
2007, Demarcus Russell goes first overall to the Raiders.
No.
And then
Might be the biggest bust ever, maybe.
Brady Quinn goes 22 overall to to
Who?
Who went
Brady
22?
Quinn.
Oh, God.
Okay, which one would you rather have? It's a pretty easy choice.
Yeah, I would take Brady Quinn by default, but
pick a name and a hat out of the other quarterbacks taken in rounds 2 through 7. I'll take anybody.
Actually, hold on.
Exactly.
What year was that? 2007. Let me see. 2007 NFL draft. Let me see who else was taken.
There's one. There's one good one, and I can't think of it.
Quarterback.
I want to say it was the kid that went to Buffalo and won 10 games.
That's sad. That's the highest.
Demarcus fucking Russell. I mean, what? I mean, really? What are we arguing here?
Eagles. Oh, Kevin Cobb, quarterback out of Houston, goes to the Eagles in the second round.
At least he played.
Yeah.
John Beck goes to the Dolphins in the second round. Drew Stanton goes to the Lions.
He was a serviceable backup. And he played for the Lions. Yeah, he played for the Lions, so he kind of screwed there.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills, Trent Edwards. That's who you're thinking of.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yes.
And he's the best quarterback in that whole class.
Oh, wait. No, actually, I got a better one here, guys. Dallas Cowboys pick, 4th round. Let's see if you know it, Lee.
Romo?
No.
Rounder. Or he was on draft.
Yeah,
Romo was undrafted.
Isaiah Stanback.
I thought you was gonna say like Quincy Carter or something. That was way back then.
I've never even heard of this dude.
Isaiah what?
Stanback. He was from Washington, apparently.
Well, then Pac-12 quarterbacks. There you go.
He sounds like an accountant.
Yeah,
He does.
I can't say for sure if he even made a Dallas roster.
I've never heard of that dude.
Same.
He's gonna come across this video and be like, "Oh my God, sports fans are talking about." First time in 15 years, honey, watch this on YouTube.
I'll title it "Sports Fans React." Remember Isaiah Stanback. Who the fuck is Isaiah Stanback?
You're gonna see like Cowboys fans sitting in their mother's basement, being like, "Oh my God, I remember that guy."
2008, Matt Ryan goes 3rd overall to the Falcons. Joe Flacco goes 18th overall to the Ravens. Fun fact, Joe Flacco never made a Pro Bowl.
And he won a Super Bowl.
He won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
So the year he would have went to the Pro Bowl,
it was the year he won.
Bowl, and he probably couldn't, But Joe Flacco is one of the most overrated quarterbacks ever.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yep.
I do like.
I'll tell you why he's overrated. I've seen the skills competition that year. He threw the ball 70 yards in the freaking air, threw it farther than anybody. So it was like, okay, we're going with that guy. He could throw it 70 yards. That's who we're gonna pick.
I mean, but the Ravens, who have always been known for a great defense and a running game, that's the way they won that year. That's the way they won with Trent Dilfer. It was the same recipe for success, and I don't blame them for doing that shit. The Titans tried to do it. Of course, they got hurt in 2008, but I mean, Flacco did his job. Congratulations. He is a glorified game manager.
I mean, the Titans are still kind of trying to do it, to be real. Like,
we throw a little bit more now. We throw a little bit more. A little bit.
Dude.
Actually can sling it, bro.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, you're right. Ryan Tannehill is, I think, a lot better quarterback than anyone ever gave him credit for.
But if you have Derrick Henry, you give him the fucking ball.
Yeah,
right.
True.
I mean, 3 years ago, if you would have told me we were going to have Ryan Tannehill, I would have cried about it. I'd have been like, why?
Right.
Because that means Mariota didn't pan out. Like that. You think that would be a horrible situation, but somehow it turned out for the best.
Yeah, that would be the bigger surprise to me that Mariota didn't pan out, because from his rookie year, it looked like he was going to do pretty damn good.
I'm about to say we're about to get into him, actually, because he is a first-round quarterback.
But given Tannehill's
Mariota, first half of his first game, 5 touchdown passes against Tampa Bay, Jameis Winston.
And then Kent Wisenhunt goes into halftime and says, well, he could have done better. There's more. Like, what the fuck do you want to see out there? We could have won.
Touchdown pass you had an easy check down.
If we are going to talk about Marcus Mariota, we are going to say his name correctly, Kyle.
All right, Marcus Mariota.
You're an ass. You're an
ass. Matthew Stafford, 2009, goes first overall to the Lions. Number 5, Mark Sanchez goes to the Jets. And then Josh Freeman goes number 17 to the Buccaneers.
Okay, real quick. Just I have to get this off my chest.
Is it Josh Freeman?
I hope Matthew Stafford. I hope he wins a Super Bowl at some point in LA. I think he's been completely screwed by the Detroit Lions franchise his entire career. I think he's been good dude.
Johnson.
Huh? Ain't nobody to block. Nobody else to throw the ball. Those two dudes put up crazy ass numbers, and they couldn't do.
No one to tackle either.
No defense. Jim Caldwell got them to the playoffs, and then they fired Jim Caldwell. The Lions have done nothing but screw themselves. And I hope Matthew Stafford can make something out of the rest of his career, because the Lions are shitheads. Also, Josh Freeman was surprisingly good for like half a year. Other than that, nothing else.
Yeah, Stafford could, end his career without a Super Bowl and make the Hall of Fame. Be a Hall of Fame guy, I believe.
His numbers are
nuts.
insane.
Yeah, he's definitely a great quarterback. I mean, I don't know why people would say anything otherwise. Is he elite? I don't know. I mean, I think so, but I could see the argument. He doesn't win games by himself, though. I mean, no one does in the NFL.
No. He's a tough son of a bitch, too.
Wait. Derrick Henry wins games by himself. Get out of here.
You still got blocked.
I was about to say, yeah, put Derrick Henry in front of a bad offensive line, a bad run blocking offensive line, and I think you'll see a different Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he'd probably only go for 1950. My bad.
Yeah, you're right. 2010, Sam Bradford goes #1 overall to the Rams, and then Tim Tebow goes 25 to the Broncos.
Listen, we're not going to have Tebow slander here. We're not doing it.
I've never heard of that Tebow guy.
I was gonna say Tebow definitely should have went #1 in that draft. I don't know what was going on.
Well, I heard that he was going to go #1, but then they thought that he might go play baseball and be like a superstar there.
Oh, yeah, I read that they were going to trade about it.
I read he was going to go to the Mets and make the Mets a whole bunch of money because he was a high-profile football player going to baseball.
Every one of y'all are full of shit. Listen, Tim Tebow was a winner, certified winner. The Broncos traded Brandon Lloyd that year to the San Francisco, I almost said Giants, to the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Lloyd was the best receiver on that team. So they traded the best receiver. Tim Tebow comes in, and somehow you call it God, you can call it whatever you want. He got that team into the playoffs, and nobody likes the Steelers except for Steelers fans, and they're all bitches. And they beat the Steelers. Awesome. That overtime, that first play, that slant to what's his nuts?
Demarcus Thomas, yeah.
That's right. That I'm not gonna deal with Tim Tebow slander on this day. Not doing it.
So you're telling me Brandon Lloyd is better than Demarcus Thomas?
He was at that time, yes. Go back and watch it. Go back and look at the stats. Go back and watch those videos. I guarantee it.
I think Demarcus Thomas was...
He was very young.
Like a rookie or like a one-year pro at that point.
He was very young. Demarcus Thomas was made by Peyton Manning.
He retired.
You didn't hear much before. You didn't hear much.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who else was it? Sam Bradford?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Bradford.
He was actually a pretty good quarterback. He just had like 8 ACL tears, so that
He's good.
Yeah, I think if he would have stayed healthy, he would have been all right.
And he got traded for a first-round pick like every other season.
Yes.
I know. And then he would play good for like that half a season and tear his ACL again.
Yeah.
And then get another first-round pick out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, okay. So he played for the Rams, the Eagles, and the Vikings. Is that everyone?
There was another one in there somewhere because I think he signed
Cardinals.
Browns.
I don't think so.
I think there's another team. I may be wrong.
I think it might be. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like it might have been the Cardinals, and he was going to be the starter for.
Oh, you're right.
Kyler Murray.
I think you're right.
I think you're right. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Because I think they had bum knee Sam Bradford and bum knee Carson Palmer at the same time.
Oh my.
Yeah, St. Louis Rams, Eagles, Vikings, and Cardinals.
Well,
career stats though: 103 touchdowns to 61 interceptions. That's not bad.
No,
he was touchdown to interception ratio than Terry Bradshaw.
Didn't he have a negative?
Who, Terry Bradshaw? He's either negative or like right at 50-50.
There's some Hall of Fame quarterback that's got a negative touchdown interception ratio.
Eli Manning's close.
Yeah.
No, well,
it's probably Dan Fouts if I had to guess. Fucking Dan Fouts might be like the worst quarterback to be in the NFL.
The original gunslinger.
No, Dan Fouts has 12 more touchdowns than
4 minutes 21 seconds.
No, 7
Okay. Sorry. Where are we at? 2011. Cam Newton goes first overall to the Panthers. Jake Locker goes 8th overall to the Titans. Blaine Gabbert goes 10th overall to the Jaguars. And Christian Ponder goes 12th overall to the Vikings.
God damn, what an awful class.
I mean, yeah, Cam Newton by far is your best one. Like,
yeah, Cam Newton was
head
a
over
beast.
shoulders.
Yeah, Cam Newton was absolute beast.
You want to know how
Coming in
good
there.
Cam Newton was? Before he got to Auburn, they were one of the worst teams in the SEC. Wins a national championship. After he loses, they're one of the worst teams in the SEC. That's how good Cam Newton was.
Hey, wait, who was their quarterback after him? Wasn't it that Nick Marshall guy?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that was a season after that. Because then Nick Marshall came in, and he took over the job, and then they somehow, that was the year they had the greatest luck ever. There was the kick six, there was the big, the play, the 4th and 28 against Georgia, where the ball bounces off of 2 defenders and lands in Ricardo Lewis' hand. Yeah. The most luck in one season you'll ever see. But I think there was a year in between that, because they went like 3-9, national championship, 4-8.
Well, I mean, Nick Marshall may have been on one of the crappy squads. I just remember him coming after, and he was so much fun to watch. Like, every time he had the ball, it was almost like watching Lamar Jackson in college. Like, the little RPOs, like, they worked out so well every single time.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't bad. He wasn't good either.
He wasn't a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, by position, he played quarterback, but he wasn't a quarterback.
I'm pretty sure, like, Navy recruited him and shit like that. Like,
yeah.
He went to the NFL. Do you know that?
Now, guys, I need to.
Did he play a different position though? Didn't he?
Yeah.
just as like Nick. How do we get on Nick Marshall?
There's a there's a bigger prospect here than Nick Marshall here that I think we need to talk about. His name is Jacob Locker.
Trying to avoid.
And
oh Lord!
If we spend more than 10 seconds on this, I'm getting out of the fucking video, and I'm not.
Nick Locker and retire early.
Honestly, I think if he didn't get hurt so much, he might have been better.
He was tough. He was tough. He really was. He was.
Man, that 50% completion percentage is real tough.
Right.
Well, it's hard to do that when you got a separated shoulder.
Right.
God knows what else he had.
He took a beating, that's for sure.
2012, Andrew Luck goes first overall to the Colts. Almost said to Stanford. Robert Griffin III goes second overall to the Redskins. Ryan Tannehill goes 8th overall to the Dolphins. And then Brandon Whedon goes 22 overall to the Browns.
Oh, Browns know how to draft them.
3-year-old Brandon Whedon.
Yeah, talk about that.
I know. He was like, what, 28 in college?
Dude.
What the fuck are the Browns thinking?
I know.
What have they been thinking? Have you seen the jerseys? Dude, like 8 things on the back of that motherfucker.
I mean, at least those guys are like 21 to 24. You know, like they're not halfway through their NFL career. You know,
listen, if somebody offered me the chance to be a starting quarterback on a college campus, I'm down. I'll do it right now. I'm 29. That sounds like fun.
Austin Parker says, I love how I join in and Nick Marshall's name is the first thing I hear. What the fuck?
Hell, man.
Yeah, that's my buddy Austin. He was actually doing a live stream earlier. He was driving his NASCAR racing league or whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna text from my phone. You can delete the message.
All right, so obviously Andrew Luck, career cut short by injuries. Could have been a Hall of Famer, I think.
Same with
Robert Griffin III. Yeah, I would say Robert Griffin III, probably the same way. He made his only Pro Bowl his rookie year. Ryan Tannehill. I know, right? Like,
hell of a rookie.
If he doesn't go to the Redskins, I think he might end up being a really good quarterback. He tears his ACL on that fucking horrible field in that playoff game. Man, I'll never forget that.
But that dude had injury problems in college. I think he was going to get hurt at some point anyway.
Yeah. Kyle, you're frozen, by the way, if you don't know.
I just wish he would have got frozen with his hand in front of his face.
I kind of feel like his hand. Oh, there you go. His hand almost looks like a body or something that's like coming in front of the camera. It was like,
did she up here?
2013, EJ Manuel goes number 16 overall to the Bills.
Oh,
talk about a bad quarterback class. If the number 1 overall quarterback is 1, EJ Manuel, but 2 goes 16th overall. Like, that is crazy.
Yeah, everybody knew the quarterback sucked that year.
Yeah, I mean, just if they all suck, why do you don't have to pick one? I mean, it's not in the rules that you have to pick a quarterback.
It was the Bills. They had Trent Edwards wasn't good anymore. Hey, let's see, was he the only quarterback taken the first round that year?
Yeah, he was the only one taken.
Okay, so Geno Smith was taken early in the second round, and that dude at West Virginia was fun to watch.
Well, who was the only quarterback taken in the first round?
EJ Manuel.
EJ Manuel.
What? Right?
Florida State.
Trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Geno Smith goes second round, 20th pick, 19th pick.
Yeah,
no,
dude, he had some
18th
miracle plays.
8th pick. I can't read.
Yeah. Geno Smith's only problem was he played for the Jets.
Well, didn't he throw for more interceptions than completions one game or something?
He played for the
Jets. I remember me and Kyle standing in the kitchen at Montgomery Bell, and he goes, "You're not gonna believe this. Geno Smith threw for more interceptions than he did completions today." I go, actually, I think I believe that.
I feel bad for him in fantasy that game.
Yeah, right.
He goes like 3 for 12 with 4 interceptions. That's bad.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Probably return yards than actual receiving yards.
2014, Blake Bortles goes 3rd overall to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey.
Johnny Money Manziel goes 22 overall to the Browns. And then Teddy Bridgewater goes 32nd overall to the Vikings. Time out.
I think this whole video is prime example of why the NFL has no idea what the fuck it's doing in scouting department.
Yeah.
I like Johnny Manziel in college.
Could have went number 1. RG3 was good. There are names that we've said that deserve to be where they were at. There are other names that we've said in the last 30 seconds that didn't deserve to be drafted at all, much less in the first fucking round.
Okay, so you're not wrong at all, but some of these guys, like, they probably wouldn't have turned out that well, but injuries, at least there's a good excuse, you know, like, oh, Jake Locker got hurt. He wasn't worth that fucking pick either way, but injuries,
yeah, that's my point.
That's what they're going to say is their defense anyway.
Yeah, that's fine, but Jake Locker was out of, 250 picks in the draft? I don't think he's a top 100 player, even if he stays healthy his entire career.
I agree.
Go back and look at some of the drafts where the Titans draft somebody like Chance Warmack or Jake Locker or Marcus Mariota or like Kevin Dodd with the first pick in the second round, and look at the names they miss on. You want to get fucking depressed? If you got a fan, go do that shit. Go find a first-round pick that you hate and look at the Hall of Famer, the Pro Bowlers that come in after.
Any team. You can go for any team. It don't matter. Somebody missed somebody.
Unless they're the Steelers and they're drafting a wide receiver, and then it's going to be a Hall of Famer, apparently, because I feel like they always have good wide receivers.
At least we weren't the Cowboys and passed on Aaron Rodgers twice.
But I will say they got Demarcus Ware, one of those picks, who in my opinion is a Hall of Fame defensive end.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I'd make the trade for Aaron Rodgers today, though.
But the other one was a defensive tackle or something that had no business being drafted. Demarcus Spears. He's actually a TV analyst now.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus Spears. Yeah.
As a Titans fan, I'm okay with how that draft went because we had Steve McNair at the time. So, not getting a quarterback it doesn't bother me as bad. But there are a lot of organizations that should be looking back and kicking themselves in the ass for letting Aaron Rodgers go.
This is a very, very big side note. But if you ever want to think about how much the NFL has changed, go look at Steve McNair won co-MVP in 2002, 2003. Go look at his stats that year. He threw 13 touchdowns.
Hey, he had a quarterback rating over 100, and that was the first time that had ever happened for a Tennessee Titan, at least.
Right.
So, I mean,
It's
that was a
just
big
wild though. Like
Right.
He
it's
should have
just
been MVP by himself.
I'm pretty sure Peyton Manning threw like that was the year he threw like 46 fucking touchdowns.
I don't give a shit. Fuck Peyton Manning.
But like,
especially after 1999, right?
Yeah.
2015, Jameis Winston goes first overall to Buccaneers, and
Yeah.
then
That was-
Marcus Mariota
What
goes.
the fuck are we doing?
Marcus Mariota goes second overall to the Titans.
Were there any other quarterbacks in that draft?
Not in the first round.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll look up to see who was after him.
You
If you guys want to talk about,
this is terrible. If he could quit throwing interceptions, dude, he lights up defenses, but he also lights up his own offense.
Listen, Jameis Winston is like a little kid playing Madden on a higher difficulty. That's exactly what it is. He's going to throw 90% of the time. He's going to throw touchdowns to interception at a 1-to-1 ratio and have 5,000 yards. He's one of the few people in NFL history with a 5,000-yard season. That's insane. I mean, like, if you think about it, he's 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. The first person to ever do that in a season. That's absolutely insane.
Fucking 30 for 30. Like, damn.
Yeah.
if you guys want to feel a little bit better about taking Marcus Mariota, which I think Marcus Mariota was a good quarterback, don't get me wrong.
No, we screwed him.
But the next overall best quarterback that I'm seeing right now, and yeah, I just finished, is Trevor Siemian in the 7th round.
He had some good games there with the Broncos, but
after that, it's Brett Hundley. Then it goes like just nobodies, like Bryce Petty, Garrett Grayson.
Those are cool names.
Hey, Bryce Petty, Jets legend. He was a baller. But to be honest, Hundley at UCLA was fun to watch. He was a good quarterback at UCLA. Of course, he's a backup in the NFL, and that makes sense. But Hundley was fun to watch at UCLA.
Right. Aaron Rodgers breaks his collarbone that year, and fucking Brett Hundley has to come in. Dude was so fucking lost. He didn't know what the fuck was going on.
He had no idea.
And then Aaron Rodgers comes back in and wins.
It was bad.
I love the game where Aaron Rodgers like hurts his knee in like the second quarter, and he heads to the locker room early, and Hundley comes out there, and again he looks like he doesn't have the slightest clue what he's doing, and then they hop up Aaron on all these drugs during halftime. He goes out in the second half, comes back to beat the Bears, even though Khalil Mack literally assaulted him the entire time. In the post-game press conference, you have to go back and watch this. Aaron Rodgers' eyes are so bloodshot, he's high as a kite in the press conference. And it's the funniest thing I've ever watched. I was cracking up.
Sorry. So this list stops at 2016, but I figured we'd do so I was pulling up the other draft classes too. So 2016, Jared Goff goes number 1 overall to the Rams. Carson Wentz goes number 2 overall to the Eagles. And then Paxton Lynch goes 26 overall to the Broncos.
Oh, Paxton Lynch, he's going to join the CFL. I got that notification or saw it on Twitter earlier today. He's going to the CFL. He's going to get another chance. Maybe he'll rejuvenize his career.
Did he have any starts? Did he ever start?
And then they took him out after the second drive.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about that, to be honest.
All second down, out of here.
Yeah, I don't even think that's go.
He started 4 games in his NFL career.
0-4?
It doesn't say. It just said, he started 4 games. He played 5. He threw for 792 overall career yards, and then was 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
You know why he didn't throw that many interceptions, though? Because he never threw the ball close to any fucking body.
He averaged like 200 yards out of a game for those 4 games, or less than 200 yards.
What a shit-ass pig, dude. John Elway should be fired for that shit.
Instead, he gets promoted.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jared Goff and Carson Wentz didn't really pan out to be franchise quarterbacks. I think Carson Wentz is going to be a lot better with the Colts. I hope he is. I like Carson Wentz.
I think Carson's going to be a lot better away from that Philadelphia crowd. If he can stay healthy, I think he's a really good quarterback. I don't know if he could be MVP caliber again, but I think Wentz is a pretty damn good quarterback.
I hope or gets hurt.
You hope what?
I hope he sucks or gets hurt.
Because he's a Colt.
Jared
Hey,
Goff
I mean, that
is
Colts
now,
team is so good.
Jared Goff fucked.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
he's like Joey Harrington now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we might as well just put a tombstone on his NFL career.
The Lions have no offensive line other than the kid they just drafted in a left tackle that they got a few years ago. And then they've got 7 running backs that are all like average. All of their receivers are gone. They have T.J. Hawkinson, who I love, but Jared Goff is absolutely no lube, no first date, nothing. Fuck.
All right, so now we have the 2017 draft class. This one is going to be a little bit harder for me to do because I have to actually read through all the picks.
This shit is hot. I'm turning my fucking car on. Yeah, I'm fucking burning up. I'm already fat.
Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears take Mitch Trubisky, number 2 overall.
Oh man.
Deshaun Watson goes. No, Patrick Mahomes goes 10 overall to the Chiefs. Obviously, Deshaun Watson goes number 12 overall, and that's it for the first round. I think
that's not a draft class.
Yeah, it just went backwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Except for the fact that 2 of them probably won't start a game in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky, he's done.
But hey, I will say this: his second year, Mr. Trubisky's second year, he threw for 26 touchdowns and 10 interceptions, and he didn't make a Pro Bowl. That's the reason I remembered that, because I was like looking him up on Wikipedia. And I was so fucking surprised because I was like, wait, this guy did this well his second year, but then 3 years later he's out of the starting job. Like, I don't know.
If the Bears don't have a double doink on the field goal, who knows how far they go through the fucking playoffs.
And yeah, we might be talking about Mitch Trubisky, Super Bowl champion.
Right. Now we're talking about Deshaun Watson has 22 lawsuits and probably has a better chance of starting another football game than Mitch Trubisky.
That's so true.
Are we talking about practice?
Not a game.
Of course, right. Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback to come out of that draft.
Yeah, but
any draft on this list.
Man, I'm sick and tired of the NFL riding his cock. I mean, like he's on the front of Madden again. I know the kid's great. I love watching him play football. That parallel to the ground throw that he made in the Super Bowl last year is one of the craziest feats I've ever seen physically. But I'm really just sick and tired of like the NFL, ESPN, everybody. He's the LeBron James of the NFL. If he eats something for breakfast, they put it on fucking TV. On ESPN, they talk about how he likes ketchup on his fucking steak. I don't care. I mean,
what? Yeah. That was not a legit conversation.
Yes. No, I swear to God, they talked about it. I'm sick and tired of everybody riding his jock. I like him. He talked about how much he loves this place, the city of Kansas City. I'm glad he likes it there. I think he's a cool kid. I love Andy Reid, but I'm over all the hype. He's worth all the notoriety that he gets, but I'm just tired of fucking hearing about him.
Hey, back to the pass. Didn't Travis Kelce drop that?
It wasn't
Tyreek. What?
Somebody else.
No, yeah, somebody else.
Okay.
I want to say
was it Tyreek?
I think it was that Pringle, the Pringle guy.
Pringle or Demarcus Robinson.
All that work for nothing.
That's the craziest throw I've ever seen in my life, though.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
It was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Right in his breadbasket.
There's that throw. I'll tell you my 3 favorite throws I've ever seen. That throw, Josh Allen on his college highlights throwing across his body on the opposite end of the field, 45 yards in the corner of the end zone, perfect strike. It's great, one of the greatest throws I've ever seen. And then the last one, Carson Wentz being tackled from behind, on his way to the ground, still throws the ball 42 yards in the air. Those physical feats are absolutely insane. I love watching highlights like that.
Wait. You forgot one. The one where Geno Smith ran up dude's butt and threw it right at him.
I'm not dealing with Geno Smith slander. We're not doing this.
That wasn't fun. That was a beautiful throw straight to the ground and fumbled.
Whoever 30, I think it's 32. I can't tell who this is. Hold on, I'll tell you in a second. I'm about to get Williams. It was Damian Williams dropped it.
It was a running back.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say I just watched it on YouTube.
That play's fucking crazy though.
I don't think he expected the ball to get there. I think he was surprised.
I think that's what. Yeah, if you look at it, he's just kind of like, "Oh shit!" Like, yeah, he probably thought he hit the ground, and then all of a sudden the ball's right there. Okay, last one we'll do since the other ones are probably too early to judge anyone. 2018, Baker Mayfield goes first overall to the Browns. Sam Darnold goes third overall to the Jets. Josh Allen goes 7 overall to the Bills. Josh Rosen goes 10th overall to the Cardinals. Then Lamar Jackson, right?
I called Lamar Jackson. Me and Kyle was watching the draft. I kind of called Lamar Jackson. I thought he was a first-round quarterback regardless. I thought he was the better. I thought he should have been picked first, in my opinion, but
I didn't think he was going to play quarterback in the league.
I definitely, like, looking back on it, I definitely think it was the smartest. The Ravens had the smartest decision in taking him, the last pick of the first round, but I don't remember my reaction to it other than being, oh shit, the Ravens got Lamar Jackson.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I really cared. The one thing I do remember though is whenever he walked up to the podium and he was talking, it was hard to understand anything he was saying. Like Lamar, whenever he talks, it's like, what?
He is very hard to understand. Is he from Florida?
Yes.
Okay, I was about to say, because he kind of has that, like, Florida accent, like that Southern Florida accent.
Kind of like Randy Moss, and then, except, like, a gibberish kind of thrown in there.
Yeah.
Very hard to understand. It's like redneck. It's almost Cajun is what it sounds like. I mean, damn near. But, Kyle's going to love this. I said Josh Allen would be the best quarterback in that draft class. I'm right. I was right then. I'll be right forever. Kyle told me I was an idiot. He gave me credit. He told me I was right. He told me that he was wrong. That was one of my top tier moments in my life. Baker Mayfield overrated. Josh Rosen ain't done shit. Sam Darnold will be a Pro Bowl quarterback for the Carolina Panthers.
Baker, I don't know if I can say Baker Mayfield's overrated. I just think that he's.
The Browns didn't get good until they started running the ball. Think about that.
No,
Nick Chubb I don't think he was huge. Jeez, yes.
I don't think that he's worth a first overall pick, but I don't know that if I would say he wasn't worth a first round pick.
That's fair.
I think
that's fair. I can deal with that. But the Browns were not good until they started running the ball.
He's definitely the third best quarterback in that group right now.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Lamar Jackson's number one.
No.
Ooh. I mean, he does have an MVP. I don't want to.
Like, overall quarterback, there's no. I mean, Lamar Jackson doesn't have the arm skills as Josh Allen by far, but his running ability kind of makes up for it just a little.
Just a little.
You tell him, Kyle, for real, let's be honest. You're starting a brand new franchise, and you get your choice between the two. Which one are you taking?
Depends on what kind of offense I'm going to run.
Oh, shit! Don't give me that shit right now. You get your choice between the two. You run your offense. You figure out what kind of offense you running after you got one.
Okay, I'll do this. You want first year Lamar Jackson or first year Josh Allen?
Oh, first year Lamar Jackson. I'll do that.
Because Lamar Jackson from the jump, they ain't missed the playoffs, I don't think.
Well, he didn't really start his rookie year because Flacco was still there, and then he came in about halfway through and he started to carry that team. Lamar Jackson at the beginning was a much better quarterback because they were willing to run the offense the way he needs it to be ran.
They catered it to him for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, it took a little time for him to win a playoff game, though.
Yeah, for sure.
He found such an easy team to beat, you know?
Yeah.
Now let's play our favorite game. Oh, go ahead, Casey.
No,
go ahead,
hope
Casey.
the Chargers make the playoffs just so fucking Lamar Jackson bounces in bitches fucking first round.
Hey, if we made it to the playoffs, I'd be excited. First time we made the playoffs since like 2014.
Hey, I think they can do it. Chargers got a good team.
Now let's play a quick round of NFL Would You Rather. You guys saw the first one earlier. We have Stephon Diggs or DeAndre Hopkins. Who would you rather have?
I mean, come on now.
Okay. I realized that we talked earlier, and I made my opinion very clear. And Justin, I remember you saying...
Your opinion was, is this even a question?
Yes. and I remember you saying that their stats are comparable. Let me explain to you what I think about this whole situation. Stephon Diggs makes the Bills' offense better. DeAndre Hopkins can make any offense better. You can fit your offense around DeAndre Hopkins. Fucking Kyler Murray simply has half of his passing yards because he throws it up to that motherfucker. Stephon Diggs is not that type of guy. Stephon Diggs is a great wide receiver. DeAndre Hopkins is a generational talent.
Stephon Diggs made Kirk Cousins look pretty good.
He did. You got the
Stephon Diggs this year, 1,500 yards, touchdowns, 127 receptions.
I had him in fantasy. Yeah, I had him in
fantasy. DeAndre
Hopkins,
so 127 receptions, so 12 less than Stephon. About 100 yards less than Stephon and 2 less touchdowns.
Okay, so look at the quarterback number.
That's probably based. Yeah, that's probably more based on quarterback play than anything, or wouldn't really say base, but.
Kyler Murray looks like a little kid running away from his parents trying to get his ass beat. Josh Allen stands in the pocket. He can run. He's got some athleticism, but Josh Allen's ability to deliver the ball downfield makes Stephon Diggs look better on paper. I'm not saying Stephon Diggs is a bad receiver. I'm saying that DeAndre Hopkins is the best physically talented receiver right now in the NFL.
If the Titans would have got Stephon Diggs and not Julio, I wouldn't be complaining.
No. Me neither. But
I get what you're saying, though. Hopkins is like that. He catch anything. You know what I mean? If you throw it to him, you're going to catch it.
Within a 10-mile radius, it's his.
Wow. Josh Allen had 37 touchdowns this year. Dude, I did not realize he had that many.
Yeah, he was like second MVP voting or third.
I was say I knew he had a lot, but I didn't realize it was 37. Holy shit.
Yeah, he had John Brown and Cole Beasley.
DeAndre Hopkins, he ruined D'Angelo Hall's career.
Oh yeah, broke his ankle, right?
On God, homie, I still remember that video. On God,
yeah,
homie.
That was a great video. He was like a 1 or 2 year, like he wasn't even that old at that point.
I hated D'Angelo. I always hated D'Angelo Hall. God, I hated him playing for the Redskins.
He
could not stand that dude.
He was a shit talker. He got worked that day.
Him and Josh Norman. God, I can't stand Josh Norman either.
Oh, hey, the stiff arm from Derrick Henry to Josh Norman is one of my favorite moments ever in football.
I love that so much. God,
did you guys see the Pat? I'm saying it. Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee did a interview with Josh Norman and was like, "Look, I got to ask you about the stiff arm or whatever." And he was like, "Are you embarrassed? Like, well, what happened?" He goes, Honestly, he's like, no, I'm not embarrassed. He's like, I go for the ball. When I go to tackle people, I try to punch the ball out. He's like, I tried to do it to Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry threw me away. Like, he's like, it's what happened. It's whatever. He's like, they told me not to do it, like in defensive meetings that week. He said, fuck that. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm paraphrasing. But he was like, fuck that. I'm going to do it anyways. And then that's what happened, basically. He was like, I'm not embarrassed by it. He was like, I'm going to do it next time I try to tackle him, too.
Like, turned into a lead blocker.
What'd you say?
Is that the one where he turned him into a lead blocker?
No, that was
that was Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas, yeah.
Yeah, he turned Earl Thomas around and blocked him twice more down the field.
It looked like Earl Thomas was running away from him. Like, I don't want to get blocked by the running back.
So Derrick Henry threw Josh Norman, and if you look at his body, it looks almost the same as Patrick Mahomes on that parallel throw.
Yeah.
They're shaped in the same way, parallel to the ground.
The craziest thing is if you search Josh Norman, that is the first thing that pops up.
Mm-hmm. It is. That's his career highlight right there.
It was him getting stiffed arm into the fucking next game.
Yes.
All right, so we'll move on to the second. Would you rather? Would you rather have Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray?
Give me Lamar.
I'm going Lamar Jackson. Also.
I feel like it's a little bit closer, though.
I might go Kyler.
I mean, I wouldn't blame you.
I'm going Lamar. I've just seen too much out of him. I know what he's capable of.
Game changer. He's a game breaker. Like,
he definitely is.
Like,
my thing, like, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say Jackson won an MVP. He's got a playoff win. He's been in the playoffs. I like Kyler Murray. Oh, I had to burp. Sorry. I like Kyler Murray. I don't know how Kyler Murray's career is going to end up. We're really going to see a lot out of him this year because this is the most weapons he's had. This is the best defense they've had, so this is going to be a good test. I think Kyler Murray right now throws the ball better than Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson's track record is 10 times better already.
Well, I can tell you right now, the Cardinals are going to start out 0-1.
Yeah, because I mean, their entire team is geriatric. They're half of them going to be hurt before they get to week 1.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Would you rather have Troy Polamalu or Ed Reed?
I ain't answering this question.
I like Polamalu. I love Polamalu.
The ultimate ball hawk there ever was. Ed Reed, give it to me.
Yeah, I'm Ed Reed just because
Miami.
You.
Listen.
I use Head and Shoulders, so I'm going Polamalu.
Okay. Since we got two taking Ed Reed, I'll go with Lee and take Troy Polamalu. But let me make this very clear. You could give me either one of these players and put them on my defense, and I do not care. I am happy and I'm in a good mood. Both of those guys they're either Ed Reed's in the Hall of Fame already. I don't know if Troy is or not.
No,
he will be.
He will be.
He should be.
The stories that you hear about these players, like Troy Polamalu talking about how God would just tell him where to be. Polamalu,
yeah, right.
This
man's got God.
The stories that you hear about these players and how good they are. I mean, realistically, they're both top tier generational talents. Either one of them are welcome to put on my jersey and play for me any day.
I know Polamalu has at least 10 game saving or game clinching plays.
I remember
as far as
interception where
it just
the grass under his hand and he catches the ball.
Yeah,
dude, or the timing when he goes across the goal line. He made like 3 plays like that where he just
yeah.
He sacked Kerry Collins before Kerry Collins had the ball.
Illegal now?
What'd you say?
Isn't that illegal now?
I think so. You can't touch them or something like that.
I don't know if they completely took it out of the rule book or not, but I know for a fact at one point they tried to make it where you couldn't touch anybody. But I don't know what the rule is now. And that may just be on field goals. I don't know if that's on regular plays or not.
True.
Palomalu might be the I remember my uncle is a very big Steelers fan, and Palomalu is like ingrained in my like memory because of that. Because my uncle had like this Palomalu wig that he would wear with his jersey on, and like, oh my god, that talk about an icon. Two icons really. Ed Reed also, but two icons of the game that probably played the safety position better than anyone playing at the same time. That's just crazy.
Yep.
All right, last one, and I think it's going to be the hardest one yet.
No, it can't be harder than that one. Oh, damn!
That is hard. If we're talking about a prime Adrian Peterson, that's hard. Because that dude was a monster.
The only thing holding me back from just dominating the Derrick Henry answer is the fact that Adrian Peterson could catch.
True.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
and he can come back from a torn ACL in 8 months.
Well, Derrick Henry's never have a torn ACL, so
that's my
hopefully never will.
Yeah. So Derrick's been healthier. I think that kind of gives him a leg up. Adrian Peterson was a much better pass catcher. That gives him a leg up. The thing for me right there, and this is where you get into like the real question of it. Adrian Peterson was absolutely dominant throughout the entire game, whereas Derrick Henry is really damn good at the beginning. But he continues, and other teams, they said this on TV, he continues to get stronger while he beats down the defense. It gives you a different dimension than Adrian Peterson had. But prime Adrian Peterson is probably, I don't know if he's not the best running back to ever play. Now, I never saw Jim Brown play, but he played against a bunch of little white dudes. So, I mean, yeah, Jim Brown looked great. Barry Sanders was nuts. Walter Payton, you can go on and on. Don't get me wrong, but Adrian Peterson is already in that conversation. Derrick Henry is, I don't know if he's in that conversation yet. He will be one day. It's hard for me not to take Adrian Peterson, and y'all know how much I love Derrick Henry.
Stats-wise, if you're curious, Adrian Peterson does have Derrick Henry beat, but it's really not by that much. And when you consider that Derrick Henry didn't really play that much, like he shared the load a lot his first 2 years in the NFL, whereas
he hardly at all.
Yeah, he only had 400 yards, I think 400 or 500 yards his first year, and then it was 744 yards his second year, and then it just kept going up and up, and so whereas Adrian Peterson came out swinging. I think he had like something like 1,400 yards in his first year in the NFL.
Right.
But so Adrian Peterson does have him beat stats wise, but I think that Derrick Henry, if he stays healthy like he has been, I think he could end up better because he could have a longer career than Adrian Peterson did.
It's something else too, and I know that Adrian Peterson didn't get to the playoffs a whole lot. But Derrick Henry in the playoffs, because everybody's body is torn down and he just continues to go, that his playoff numbers are through the roof. I mean, just statistically, I mean, he's one of the best running backs ever in playoff history per game. If not the best numbers-wise per game. I think, man, I don't know. Just the way Derrick Henry finishes off everything, and his physical stature. There's just so many ways to look at this. But again, I mean, like, Adrian Peterson is Adrian fucking Peterson, though.
Right. That dude didn't run. He galloped. When he got full, he galloped.
So when I first made this graphic, or when I was thinking of who I was going to put next to Derrick Henry, I had Emmitt Smith. Right. Now, let's just do it. Emmitt Smith or Derrick Henry?
Derrick Henry.
Oh, Oh,
Emmitt Smith.
I'm going all-time leading rusher, but he did have the best offensive line through the fucking 90s.
Yep.
But
Emmitt
dude
Smith
was
played
good.
for like 30 years. If
he did, yeah.
If Derrick Henry plays as much as Emmitt Smith played, I believe he would break his records. He would have more touchdowns. He would have more yards.
Right.
What is his touchdown record? Like 164. He would break that. The 16,000 rushing yards, he'd break that. I think Derrick Henry would break all those records with that offensive line in that era of football. I think Derrick Henry. I'll take Derrick Henry over anybody not named Adrian Peterson for a fact. Other than, I have to think about it with Barry Sanders. I have to think about it with maybe Walter Payton or like Jim Brown. But other than that, I'll take Derrick Henry.
Emmitt Smith became the all-time leading rusher with the Cowboys before he went on to another team or whatever. So
yeah. Oh, I know. Hey, that's nothing to take away from Emmitt Smith.
After that, he was just padding. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And I don't want to take nothing away from Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith is the all-time leading rusher. He is one of the all-time greats. It's just, to me, it's hard for me to really, explain to y'all how much I love Derrick Henry and how good of a football player I think he is.
Right.
He's
even
superhuman,
now,
really.
Right, he is. Even now, you see what, Adrian Peterson's done. Looking back on that, knowing what Derrick Henry has potential to do even more than he's already done. I would probably take Derrick Henry too, just because you've seen what they've already done. So,
and in this era of football, this era of football, I think it kind of makes it really weird. The fact that Derrick Henry is so different because he is a 90s running back. He's an 80s running back. In a 2020 football generation.
He's Bo Jackson. He's Bo Jackson.
He's the closest thing to Bo Jackson we have. I almost put Bo Jackson also. Honestly, it was either going to be Bo Jackson, Emmitt Smith, or Adrian Peterson. I landed on Adrian Peterson because I thought he was the closest comp, at least this early in his career.
Bo Jackson was just fun to watch, dude. He was awesome.
And the only reason Bo Jackson got hurt is because of how strong he was. He fought through that tackle so hard that it dislocated.
He pulled his own hip. Yep.
He was never the same. And that's amazing, to be so strong that you break through a tackle, it hurts you.
Yep. It didn't even look like it wasn't a vicious tackle. Dude was like riding him. He was just trying to break the tackle and keep going.
Did you guys enjoy NFL Would You Rather?
Yeah.
I was about to say we can. I'll make more. We can do 4 or 5 every week.
Oh yeah.
Ain't shit to talk about, anyways.
Jake Locker versus Mariota.
Oh, there we go.
Easy one.
Yeah.
All the Browns quarterbacks that they've had over the past 20 years.
Would you neither?
Wouldn't you rather? Oh, man. Well, I think that's going to be it for this episode of the pod. Any closing remarks, guys?
It's fun. Always fun.
I think there's the basketball game on right now.
Oh, who's winning?
I don't know. I've been podcasting.
I hope the Suns win. I hope CP3 gets him a championship.
I want to get one too. He deserves it.
Even though he's a nut slapper.
He a bitch.
Oh, and I think Vanderbilt and State are playing too.
That was 1-0 NC State.
The Clippers are winning right now.
No. It's Mississippi State, not NC State.
Oh yeah, Mississippi State. They was losing 1-0 last time I seen it.
Vanderbilt?
Yeah, but that was the first inning, so it's probably over by now.
Oh, gotcha.
So if the Suns win, who do they play in the finals?
The winner of the Bucks and
Hawks.
Yeah, Hawks.
Yeah, Atlanta. More than likely the Bucks.
Yeah.
Dude, what the fuck is going on in the NBA this year? If you had told me 2 years ago that the Clippers, the Suns, the Bucks, and the Hawks were the last 4 teams,
Hey,
LeBron blamed it on short rest, like they already started the new season. He blamed it on injuries and the fast turnaround.
I'm not trying to stick up for LeBron, but what did the Heat do? They won the championship last year, and what did they do?
Made it to the playoffs.
Sure.
That was it. No.
Didn't even make it, did they?
Yeah, they made the first round, didn't they?
I don't
think they did.
I think the Sixers beat them, right?
Yeah, I think the Sixers beat them in the first round.
Yeah, they didn't make it out of the first round.
Either way, they were the 8 seed or 7 seed.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
But let me explain to you what's happening in the NBA. LeBron didn't have Anthony Davis, so he shit himself in the playoffs because Anthony got hurt. In the East, the 76ers can't do anything right. They just cannot figure it out. Ben Simmons is giving the ball up instead of dunking it wide open underneath the basket. 76ers are screwing themselves out of the best physically talented team that they've had in 30 years at least. Now, the other part to that is the Clippers are now hurt because Kawhi may not come back at all. The Hawks are hurt because Trae Young stepped on a ref in the last game and he had to leave. He came back, but DeAndre Hunter, their big guy down low, he's hurt. So the Bucks are probably going to win that series, and they're going to play hopefully the Suns. And the reason why I like the Suns, I mean Chris Paul, I kind of hope he gets one, whatever. But I love Devin Booker. Devin Booker, he y'all know I watch a lot of Warzone and stuff online. He plays with Tim the Tap Man and Nick Merckx a lot, and I get to watch Devin Booker, and he's a cool guy. He seems like a nice kid. I kind of like how the Suns fans, like the dude was fighting the other guy. They're just like, fuck you. We don't care if you like us or not. So
Suns in 4.
Yeah, Suns in 4. And,
that shit was funny.
I like him.
Beat the shit out that dude.
Thing. Yeah, he did. He beat the fuck out of that dude.
Anything happening in baseball, Casey?
Yes. One thing, real quick, and I'm so happy about this. The Yankees gave Garrett Cole $1 gazillion.
Oh yeah,
they gave him all this money, and now they get the Pittsburgh Pirates Garrett Cole because he can't use pine tar or whatever that sticky shit was anymore. He gave up 5 earned runs in 5 innings again the other day. The Yankees, fuck you. I'm so happy your fucking empire is shit.
Hey.
All this money for shit that ain't worth the fuck. Fuck the Yankees.
Let's give props to Ohtani. That dude is an absolute baseball god.
Ohtani's nuts. Ohtani's
he's crazy.
Nuts.
He's the reincarnation of Babe Ruth. He might be better at pitching than Babe Ruth was. Now,
dude, he could throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Hell yeah, he's better than Babe Ruth.
Yeah. And he can hit like
dude. Some of his opposite field, dude,
in 8 games.
Some of his opposite field home runs are like normal pop flies for other people, and they find a way to get out. I'm like, how did that ball get out?
Yeah. And then two more things. One, as a Braves fan, I hate to do this, but Jacob deGrom, I think you're really going to see how great that guy is because now pitchers' numbers are going to change drastically because they're not allowed to use anymore. And Jacob deGrom is legit as it fucking gets. That dude is the best pitcher on the planet. He has been for a minute now. He's going to be for a while. He has continued to get better. His tunneling is perfect. He throws 100. His slider's 93 miles an hour. So credit to him for being the best in the game. He doesn't need anything to do it. Garrett Cole, fuck you. And then here's the other thing about I had this thing I wanted to say about Ohtani and I forgot what it was because I hate Garrett Cole so much. But no, you're going to see a lot of things start to change here. A lot of pitchers' numbers are going to change. The offense, which has been down this year, is going to start to go up a little bit, which is hopefully a good thing for my Braves. But the sticky substance shit, this is a big deal, and
it is. Did you see the guy that the dude that pulled his pants down?
Yeah.
Check him. Yeah. Dropped everything.
Sergio
Romo.
Yeah. I think it was maybe the Rays or something, or the Athletics.
Athletics. He plays for the Athletics. Scherzer threw his hat off.
That's right.
Scherzer, and he undid his pants. He didn't pull them down, but he undid his pants. He threw everything off. Scherzer's another one like DeGrom. He's a baller. He don't need no help. But Sergio Romo, let me tell you something about Sergio Romo. Since for the last 15 years, that dude, he played in Detroit. He's played everywhere. That dude has always had a nasty slider. He's always been slider first. That pitch has always been his go-to. That's why he makes a lot of money. That's why he's a good reliever. That dude ain't never used no bullshit. That he's a baller, okay? He's a good relieving pitcher. That's why his numbers have always been good. He didn't just drastically change overnight like Trevor Bauer and Garrett Cole, all right? So you're going to see some pitchers that are really going to rise to the top because they deserve it, because they have that ability, because they worked for it. You're going to see some pitchers that start to go back down to what they ought to fucking be because they've been using shit to get to the point and they didn't work for it or they don't have it. And you're going to start to see a very serious shift in baseball.
Well,
Kyle, anything to add to baseball?
Say what?
Anything to add to baseball?
Vlad.
I know you're
about to sleep.
You're a big baseball guy. I know. You know,
leading the league in homers. I think he's got like 26 or 28. Oh, and I think Lee told me the stat, or I saw a stat with Vlad and his dad both have the same amount of home runs in the same amount of games.
Oh, that's cool.
That's crazy.
Or like both hit like 50 career home runs on the same amount of games or something like that.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw Little Vladdy, I don't know what his nickname would be, Vlad Jr. When I first saw him like come into the MLB, I go, that guy is fat as fuck. Like I was like, his dad was like a fucking beanpole, and this guy is fat. He's not gonna do shit. And then no, of course I was wrong.
They got the same swing. It's all about the swing.
I will say I'm glad for Vlad Jr. because when he first came up, of course, you know, you got to kind of get used to the new level that you're playing at, and he did struggle a little bit, just like anybody else would. But he's really starting to pick it up now, and I'm so happy for him. I loved his dad, even though he played for the Expos and he kicked the Braves' ass. Man, dude, Vlad Senior, that year he had 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases. That was like the first time I'd really seen somebody do that. To have that combination of speed and power, to hit the ball off the fucking ground, he would hit shit
off
that bounced before it got to him and he'd hit it out. I mean, I'm really happy for Vlad Jr. I always loved his dad, and I'm happy to see him succeeding.
That was the coolest thing I've seen by far, besides Randy Johnson exploding a bird with the fastball. Was Vlad Guerrero hitting a home run off the bounce? Like, what the?
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen that video.
Oh, you need to watch it right the fuck now, Randy
Dude.
Johnson.
I'm looking it up right now. Vlad Guerrero.
Those highlights, and then Bo Jackson running up a wall.
I did see that one.
Baseball. Jimmy Mitchell caught a ball barehanded and ran into a fence for San Francisco. There's a few highlights that are just wild. You watch this motherfucker destroy a bird. Are you watching it right now?
I've seen the guy hit the bird.
Yeah.
I've seen Randy Johnson hit the bird.
He was looking up Vlad. Vlad off the bounce.
Oh my! What?
Yeah, he destroyed that fucking bird,
dude. Like mid.
Dude, the catcher gets up and runs off. He thought he was about to get shot or some shit.
No, yeah, I'm watching Vlad hit the ball off the ground. Like that thing went to the fucking middle of the outfield. Holy shit!
He didn't wear no bat and gloves or nothing. Vlad Senior was the coolest dude ever.
Oh my god, that is so low.
Dude, oh,
that was great. I'm glad we did that. Oh man. All right. Yeah. Anything else, guys?
Go Mets. Go Mets. Go Cowboys. I'm ready for football season.
Yeah, me too.
Like 50 days until the start of ball season. Something like that.
Oh yeah, go Vols too.
Yeah, they lost one of their quarterbacks.
Oh.
Yeah. For smoking weed.
When are we gonna stop outlawing a plant? He's an idiot because he knew the rules and he shouldn't have broken the rules. But this whole idea that we've got about a plant that's doing all this damage is bullshit, and our whole world needs to change. That's
exactly. Bullshit. Look at Ricky Williams.
The NFL don't even fucking.
Prime example. Like, dude.
It was Kite. Is that Kite and Slater, dude?
Yeah,
Caden Salter.
Slater, yeah. Salter, not Slater.
Salter, you're right. I thought it said Slater.
Yeah, NFL and the MLB both don't even test for marijuana anymore. It's bullshit.
Wasn't he a transfer? This Salter dude?
No, he was one of their highest ever recruits.
That's right. That's what it was. I was gonna say I definitely know this guy from somewhere.
4-star quarterback out of Texas.
Yeah. And now wherever he goes, he's gonna be a god just because we can't have him.
He might be good. I don't know if he's going to be a god, but he might be.
Why did they dismiss him? Why didn't they just suspend him for?
It was
a second offense. Yeah, second offense.
Is that like a rule? Like if you get 2 offenses, you.
Heupel's brand new. He came into a program that was shitting on itself. He more or less had to do this just to set like a culture or like an example. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't agree with the kid and everything. His dad just died. I feel sorry for him. He's been through a lot of shit, but at the same time, Heupel's coming into a program that's lost 26 kids to the transfer portal. We've been giving kids money out of McDonald's bags. He had to put his foot down. I mean, he had to. He more or less had to, even though I don't really agree with it. He had to.
So, if it were any other position besides quarterback, do you think we would have kicked him off the team?
Yes.
So you think?
I
linebacker, or defensive lineman.
For the second offense, yes. It didn't matter who it was; they were gone.
Well, didn't Juwan Jennings? Didn't he get busted with marijuana or something?
Juwan Jennings got caught one time with something, and then
what
fucked him
up? And then
up
it was his character.
They say his character. He wanted an Instagram.
Yeah, he wanted to play quarterback. Yeah.
Well, he wanted an Instagram live story and started talking shit about Butch Jones and the rest of the coaching staff, and everybody. and they threw a little hissy fit about it, even though they got fired. Yeah, he was fucking right. Juwan Jennings is the guy on my fucking team. He was willing to say what we all thought. That Butch Jones can suck my fat cock. I don't fucking care. All right. So I'll take Juwan Jennings in that deal all day, every day. He did get caught with something I think once or in trouble or something. But it wouldn't have mattered who this was. It was the second time they were caught with the same drug. And he was out driving without a license in a car with an expired tag. It just shows you how
hey, pull me over.
Mentally, this kid was not making good decisions. So this was not going to stop. I have an issue with the criminalizing of the marijuana, but he also needed to be gone because he's an idiot and made several bad decisions and was going to continue to do so because he's not a very smart individual.
All right. Well, let's get out of here, guys.
Let's go. All right, fellas.
I'll see you guys next time. We'll be back probably next week, and we'll do some more Would You Rathers, and I don't know, maybe I'll think of something else to do. If you guys think of any fun games or anything we can do, we'll do those.
Hey, get a bunch of those Would You Rathers. Those were fun.
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Call of Duty. All right, I'll make sure.
What time we talking Saturday?
I should get home around 2:30.
And I'm off, so
I'll be on that motherfucker.
I'll be on at some point, so maybe we can all stream and we'll do it that way. We'll make a whole thing out of it.
See how shitty I am now.
There we go.
I was always garbage.
Hey, I'm about to say I'm shitty too, so no worries.
Hey, I'm ready to drop into for dance with the boys. All right.
Let's go.
We had 8 wins together. So.
Hey, let's make it 9. Was it Saturday?
7 wins. 7 wins.
Fuck it.
Okay, man, get me on the sticks where I got aim assist. I'm perfect. All right, I'm stopping the stream. We'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've made it this far. And we'll see all you guys next time.